Howdy YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Gunman Raw. So today we've got another full respray, and I thought I'd do another video, a bit of a follow-up to the previous one I did when I was using the Iwata Supernova. So this is actually the first time I've used the Supernova since the previous video, which was relatively popular. So I'm just going to give the audience, excuse me, give the audience what they want. Excuse me. Yeah, so we've got a little Mazda 3 in here, full respray. I had this one ready from Monday. Today's Wednesday because we had Tuesday off, so this is all ready, masked up, prep sold. I just tack ragged it and came in and painted it this morning, but I am waiting for that air to flick on, so that shouldn't be too long. But yeah, one thing after moving over to using that SATA, when I was using the SATA, I was using the RPS, which is the disposable cup system. And yeah, I'm a convert. Well, in saying that, I actually did a review on them years ago. It must have been like 2016. Yeah, so nearly 10 years ago. And I do remember in that video, my conclusion was that the RPS were the better cups. So yes, the PPS do have a few advantages to them. You can spray them upside down, they are a little bit cheaper. But yeah, ultimately where I'm at with it now is these can be kind of hard to keep clean, and look at that. Even I've just wiped and bashed and tried to clean this off, but there you go. Like that's there's still a little bit that's dislodging even after all of that. So, you know, if you're not careful, even if you are careful, which as I say, I've just tried cleaning it, you can get little bits of stuff landing in your job from these pots. So let's get that respirator on so I can breathe fresh air. Yeah, so this job here is, like there's a couple of nibs in it, but in the roof there, look, I've sometimes you're just better off leaving it and nibbing it after. So I say that because what you actually can do, because I've given this a short bake, what you actually can do, if you've got a dirty job at this stage, you can give it a light nib and a tack rag, but you do have to be careful. If it's only like 1 or 2 spots, you're probably better off leaving it, I found, because the dust that you create, if you're not really careful in getting it all off, you can end up creating more. So let's go full pressure. Let's check these settings, right? So I am 1, oh hold on, I think that's full. We shouldn't actually need to count that. Oh, it wasn't full. So that's full pull, right? So that's full right there. So I've wound it in until it just starts hitting here. How about we go in 1.5 turns? That feels about right. And then with the fan, what are we? 1 3/4 turns out. So that's from in, that's from spot. So let's go 1 3/4. Let's go 2 turns, and that's still pretty even. I've been getting a lot of people telling me that they spray this gun at full fan, which is kind of surprising for me, because even I can see that top and bottom heavy. It actually is. I don't like it. Yeah, that's even. But then it's like nearly too concentrated. I've got a love-hate relationship with this gun. Like, it's definitely capable of doing a good finish, but even that, I can see by looking at the side on, looking at that fan, the top and the bottom are slightly heavier. I don't know, Iwata. Fix your shit. You had the opportunity with the Series 2. As far as I'm concerned, you didn't really fix it.
Lots of overspray though. Gotta love that. I don't know if it actually is more than usual or if I'm just being overly critical. But the water fans seem to be a little bit less aggressive than the starter fanboys. Like, I would like to think I'm a bit more objective. Like, I'm 40 years old. I don't really have a dog in the fight. I don't really care what anyone buys. I don't really care what anyone likes. I'm just like, hell yeah, freedom, baby. Like, whatever you like, all power to you. But yeah, anytime you sort of criticize anything about starter, watch out, the starter elitists. How dare you say anything but perfection about my starter? Das ist mein Starter. Du bist ein Dummkopf. I know a little bit of German. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just look at it and you're like, damn, man, this is one hell of a gun. Like, it's fun, it's fast, it gets a killer finish. But then when you look at the side of it and you see the heavy top and bottom, it's hard not to be critical of it, you know? But then, like, look at what it actually does. It does a really good job. So I've always been in two minds about these guns. They look awesome. Their quality just oozes quality. That's one thing I love about here, is that I can just come out in between coats with my air-fed respirator on and mix up more clear while I'm still wearing my respirator. I did have to tape up that sensor over there. They've got a cut off so that when you open the door, the air turns off. I guess it's to stop you from, yeah, well, of course it's to stop you from spraying when the door's open, which I guess that's probably a good idea. But in certain cases like this, it's not worth mucking around taking your respirator off just to do a quick top up. Anyway, so this coat here, we do have to do the edges. Yeah, the clear coat that I'm using is LVC 105 clear. It's my favorite of the PPG, but that's not saying much because I'm really not a big fan of any PPG clears. Even this clear is a nightmare to polish. So yeah, just being a little bit extra careful, because this clear can sort of, it is a bit prone to running if you're not careful. But I found it's mainly the first coat. But yeah, as long as you get that first coat on not too heavy, you're generally pretty right. Yeah guys, wow, what's going on in the world? Even today, like Optus, which is, if you're not from Australia, Optus is one of our mobile phone carriers. Optus is down, it's still down, it's been down since 4 AM. If I was to guess, I know jumping to conclusions, but probably something to do with, you know, World War III. I did hear that, like, Australia's going over there to help Israel, so probably some terrorist attack. Who knows? Oh well, what do you do? All we can ever do is just deal with what's in front of us. The past is over. Nobody knows what's going to happen in the future, so just deal with what's in front of you. Does that need a little bit more, maybe? Maybe turn that pressure down a bit for the roof. Well, it's just a little bit hungry. It's not too bad. Touch peely. But you do have to be careful. You go too far and you get solvent boil. Yep, come here. How's it look from up there, guys? It's looking pretty good from down here. I say that because you guys are just a little bit above me. It's actually looking pretty damn clean. I'm glad that I didn't do any denibs, but yeah, I've been getting some really, really good jobs lately. And like that took a lot. It really did take a lot to get here. On this colour specifically. And the biggest bit of advice I can give is don't listen to what PPG tell you. Because if you do, if you paint this colour the way PPG want you to paint it, you're not going to get very good results. And that's just the truth. It's not being nasty, nothing against PPG. Yeah, that's the point I'm at with PPG. It's like, you can get really good finishes, but no help from them, if that makes sense. Particularly here in Australia, the way that they want you to paint it, you're not going to get good results. I don't think you are. The colours are not very good, but thankfully I don't have to match many colours here, so it's not really a big issue for me. So yeah, they're pretty much always out, the colours. Okay, let's just say it's the other way around from standoff. So you might get like, I don't know, what would it be? Maybe 2 in 50. 2 colours out of every 50 that you have to tint. That you even have to look at, right? That you even have to spray out, 2 out of 50. And here with PPG, 2 out of 50, you don't have to look at. But what I ended up finding with PPG is they've usually got a variant which is okay, but it's really hard to find a good variant. They won't necessarily have the spray outs. They won't have a colour chip for the good variants, always. And generally they don't. And even their Spectro, like it'll throw up some wild searches, it'll throw up some wild colours that are just not very good. But if you dig and dig and dig, one of those variants will be good off the machine, if that makes sense. So you won't even have to tint them. But it's just finding them. Yeah, so this definitely does use more clear. I noticed that. So usually on like a Mazda 6 or a CX-5, I use about 1.4 litres of clear for this stage here, for the final clear down. This job here, I mixed up 1.5 litres, which is more, and it's a smaller car, and I'm about to run out. So I guess it's not massive, but it's definitely noticeable for me. You know, you use an extra, it might only be like 20 mils per panel, but I guess it does add up. Yeah, that's a really damn good finish though, I tell you what. That's flat, that's killer. I might have found my new favourite clear gun. Yeah, I'll be coming back to this, and that's fast too. 15 minutes. That's real fast. I'm just looking at the time on the screen. 15 minutes to 2 coats of clear on a respray. And what a beautiful gun. I'm so glad I didn't let this one go over the years. I let the blue one go. I gave that to Alan on the cheap before I left Perth. That's the Hakone Turnpike edition. I think I gave it to him for like 600 bucks or something. Have a look at that. Killer. Nice flat finish. And clean too, guys. Have a look at that. I'm feeling really good about my job and my work these days. It's rewarding, and yeah. I'll put the hard yards in there, I tell you what. Have a look at that, man. That's killer. And am I saying that you should get one of these? Probably not. Yeah. I don't know if they're like, it's one of my favourite guns, but not sure I would recommend it to most people. But in saying that, if you've got one of all the other good guns and you can justify the price, go for it. What do you got to lose? Sell it on if you don't like it. But yeah, for me, it's one of those guns that I'll always come back to. So I'll use it, and then I'll get a run, and I'll like leave it alone for a year or two, and then come back to it, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's actually a good gun. So the next thing that I do, I peel this masking off here, right? And then I'll go like that, just to sort of melt in any edge that there is there. Anyway, yeah, I'll see you in the next one, guys. Till next time, get out there and paint some shit. Gunman out. Yeehaw! Woo! Have a look at that. That's clean, man. My shit's clean right here. Clean.